Hey, Joe from Nine Hill Tech. Today's short video about drone detection and whether or not the Edge Scout is the right device for you. We're going to talk about three basic categories of remote ID. One being a remote ID compliant drone, one being a non-remote ID compliant drone, one being what we call a dark drone. In the case of a remote ID compliant drone, a drone is required to have a remote ID transmitting module if it's more than or equal to 250 grams, including its payload, or if it's used commercially. This is a U.S. law regulation. Other countries have different regulations, so check your local regs and also don't take legal advice from a nerd who writes software. The detection modalities are one of basically three things. We can either have a Wi-Fi beacon or NAND frame, or we have Bluetooth. These cases, the Edge Scout is designed to detect both of those modalities in the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. So that's the sweet spot for the Edge Scout. As far as we know, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just an easily obtainable list of drones and manufacturers there that comply with remote ID. And there are other modules, third-party modules that can be added to comply for drones that don't have built-in modules. But these drones here have built-in modules. There may be more, but again, check for your drone. In the case of a remote ID compliant drone, you have comms between the controller and the drone as you'd expect, but the transmission module or the drone also broadcasts over the airwaves information about it and the operator. And the Edge Scout can pick this information up and it can put those positions on a map along with all the other data that gets transmitted. In the case of a non-remote ID compliant drone, you may have communications between the controller and the drone as you'd expect. However, it does not transmit anything over the airwaves, so the Edge Scout will not detect anything. Now, a dark drone is a completely different animal. This doesn't even have comms to a controller, and therefore the Edge Scout is not the right device to detect these types of drones. Dark drones and non-compliant drones can be detected using things like radar, acoustic, vision-based detection capabilities, but that's not what the Edge Scout does. So I hope that this clears up any confusion about when the Edge Scout is a proper device to be using for you and your agency.